welcome to A Touch of Earth. Today we'll be creating a bed for dogs out of pallets. So for today's project we'll need 2 pallets, felt pads, L brackets, straight brackets, 1 5/8 inch screws with the nuts, 1 5/8 inch wood screws, sandpaper and stain, brushes, and a drill bits. Some of the pre-work that I've already completed, as you can see, is I cut one of the pallets in half. So this one will be the footboard and the one in the back is going to be the headboard. I've also already stained it and let it dry overnight. So all I have to do is pretty much put it together. So the first thing I'm going to do is put some felt pads on the bottom of this pallet because pallets are pretty heavy and I don't want the dog to push it around the floor. I actually just laid this floor, so I want it to last. So now that we've added the felt pads to the bottom of the base pallet, it's time to add the L brackets to the headboard. So the headboard is what we're going to work on first. For the headboard, we're going to use a drill bit, because we're going to pre-drill the holes so that we can avoid splitting the wood. So I've decided to put the L brackets in this direction so that the headboard can sit on top of the L bracket right here and be attached from the back side. Measured the placement of the holes to make sure that they're all the same. Using a marker, I've just marked inside of the hole so I can pre-drill them. Should be able to place the L brackets back over the holes. And slip in the screw. So I'm going to need a little bit of help on that so we don't use our screwdriver. Or drill, excuse me. So now that the L brackets are in place on the base of the pallet, we're going to go ahead and add the headboard. So the same manner that we use to figure out the pre-drilled portions of the base for the L brackets, we're going to do the same exact thing for the headboard. So as you can see, I want to line up the bottom of the pallets, make sure that they're flush on both sides. And these are the L brackets that we've attached to the base. We're going to use a magic marker, permanent marker, to mark the location on the pallet that we want to screw. pallet locations or the drill locations, we can go ahead and do the same exact thing we did on the base, which is to pre-drill the holes first into these marked locations. In addition to the 3 L brackets that we placed on the back, I'm also going to place these straight brackets on the sides, one on each side. So I've gone ahead and I've marked off the pre-hole locations. And so now I'm just going to do my pre-drills. Now for these, we're not going to use the bolts and the nuts that we used before. Instead, we're going to use these wood screws because it's going into the to a thicker part of the pallet. So I'm just going to grab the pallet instead of going all the way through it. So now that we've completed the headboard, it's time to move on to the footboard. We're going to do the same exact thing that we did on the headboard, except we're going to use 4 L brackets instead of 3, and we're going to attach them directly to the beams instead of the slats. When we attach the headboard, we attached it on top of the base. The footboard is actually going to be in front of the base. So the straight bracket, instead of going vertically, is going to be horizontal on this one. When we attached the L brackets to the headboard, we went through these slats, and so we used the bolts with the nuts to attach it. For the footboard, we're actually going to drill directly into these posts, which means we're going to use the wood screws instead of the bolts. Okay, so now I'm going to attach the L brackets to the base for the footboard using the same 1 5/8 inch wood screws. I've already pre-drilled all the holes in the base and in the footboard. Now I'm just going to screw them in. Okay, so I'm going to attach the footboard now to the base on the other side of the L bracket. But first, to make sure that my holes are still lined up, I'm going to attach 1 screw per board. Okay, so I've already marked the holes, the pre-drill hole locations. So now I'm just going to pre-drill them with my drill bit, and then we will screw the straight bracket onto the base and the footboard using the wood screws, same wood screws we've been using. We now have a completed bed, but now we need a mattress. So So next we'll discuss how to make a mattress. They're usually around $60, and I was able to make this one for a little over $20, so I think it's a better bargain. So we already had the tray. I'm just repurposing it, whatever I have. I went to a fabric store and found some foam. So if you look at the pet beds at a pet store, it's basically just a 2-inch foam egg crate type material. So I went to a fabric store and I got this piece cut, a 2-inch foam cut for just over $20. Now, I did go to a pet store because I do not sew. So I did go to a pet store and bought a liner. So if my dog ever has an accident or he gets sick on his bed, this liner will protect the foam. It has a zipper so it can be removed. And the last piece that you will need is a duvet. So I bought this again from the pet store. So they were having an amazing sale and I got this for like $5. So basically the entire thing is less than $30 to make. So here we go, it's gonna be very easy. First, of course, you have the foam and you have the liner. So this is a waterproof liner that you can get the foam cut to size, whatever the tray size is that you need. So now that we have all of the components, now we just need to put it together. So first, this is the tray that was in the old crate that my dog used to have. So that's going to act as the base for the bed. And the foam and the liner and the duvet cover that we just put together serve as the mattress. And there we go. Voila. We have a bed for a dog. Hopefully he enjoys it. So thank you for joining us today. My name is Ayana Johnson with A Touch of Her, and I hope you've enjoyed this project.